Honor, I did have the opportunity to review the pre-sentence investigation with Ms. Pearson. The only material change I have is on page 3, first paragraph. It states that November 2022 is whenever the Dearborn case occurred, but that's actually this case. It's not the Dearborn. Besides that, I did review the recommendation. She was requesting possibly a sober link tether instead of a scram tether. The last scram tether she had has resulted in scars on her leg. And then also she's trying to become a real estate agent. It's hard for her to go to showings with that on. So that's why we would ask for the sober link. In addition, we'd ask for no jail time. She is a military veteran. She sees a psychiatrist regularly 2 to 3 times a month. She's launching her career as a real estate agent. So she has a lot going on right now, positive things going on in her life. She has 3 children, and then she's also on probation in Dearborn, where she's reporting monthly. As of right now, she is in compliance. So for all of those reasons, we would ask for the sober length instead of the scram, and then the jail time be suspended.
Ms. Polaris.
Yes, Trace Claire on behalf of probation. Thank you for hearing me, Your Honor. I just wanted, although it's provided to the court, I do want to place on the record that by Ms. Pearson, I did take those into consideration when the court sends the recommendation for the upfront jail.
Midnight to 1:50. All right, let's break it down. Miss Pearson walks into court with her lawyer, hoping the judge will go easy on her. She claims the ankle monitor has left marks and stopped her from doing her real estate work. Basically, she's asking for sympathy. Her team wants the strict ankle monitor swapped for a simple alcohol test and no jail time at all. They highlight her good side, military veteran, mother of 3, and someone trying to rebuild her career. But while she's working on her future, her past violations are still catching up. The judge listens carefully, but that doesn't mean the court is ready to agree just yet.
I did have a scram tether on her Dearborn case. She did have some tamper obstruction violation. Those occurred as listed in the report. There was one from October 17th to October 18th, another one from October 26th to October 27th. She was removed from her scram tether then on October 30th, and she had another violation. I'm sorry, the October 26th violation was not known to the court prior to her being taken off that scram tether on October 30th. That court did address a violation on October 17th, extending her scram for a period of 1 week. However, when they learned of the violation from October 26th, they did have a show cause, and I believe that was last week. I believe that they just for probation to see what this court would do. Further, when Ms. Pearson was before this court, she was advised if that scram tether came off at Dearborn Heights, she was supposed to She did not do that. When that information was provided to the support for events, the court did issue that with no bond. So there is currently a warrant in place with no bond. Given all of the violations and all of that in consideration, probation would ask that the jail time stay in place for the violations that she did today. Probation would also like to bring to the court's attention, although I'm sure you've already read the report.
Let's be honest here. Probation isn't going easy on Miss Pearson. Her record's loaded with trouble. Just look at the dates. October 17th, 18th, 26th, and 27th. She's been caught tampering, blocking the process, and breaking rules again and again. Even after her ankle monitor was removed, she ignored direct orders to check in. That led to a no-bond warrant being issued. The court's not buying any sympathy stories now. They're focused on holding her accountable. With all this stacked against her, jail time is back on the table. No more excuses. Her past mistakes are catching up quickly.
Pearson did indicate to Von Schwartz when she completed her assessment that she last ranked on December It was a week prior, so it was like a week ago. So there's continued use of drinking, and so probation has for Pearson. I believe that sober link is not enough monitoring, and I would ask that the court also keep it scrammed.
Your Honor, the two violation for the scram tether was caused by the obstruction. Miss Pearson has maintained that she never obstructed. In Dearborn, she was sentenced to an additional 7 days on tether for that. There's scarring on her leg caused from this. And I think that's maybe possibly part of the obstruction, where she's trying to kind of move the tether because she's in actual pain from the tether. So, I mean, we'd just be asking for sober link.
And Your Honor, I would also like to point out on one of the obstructions, the date from October 19th, that violation report from house arrest indicates not only the obstruction, but at the time of obstruction, alcohol was detected.
Oh, that is absolutely incorrect.
Ms. Pearson.
No.
Ma'am,
Pearson,
I'll hear from you.
Okay, I
And before you
apologize,
say
Your Honor.
that, before you say that, I have house arrest reports and have read them through. So you go ahead and say what you want to say. So is there anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Here comes the hard truth. Alcohol showed up on her tether monitor. She's denying it, saying it's a mistake. She blames the pain, blames the equipment, insists she didn't mess with anything. But probation's not buying any of it. They're pushing for strict monitoring, no switching to a simple breath test. The court's keeping the ankle monitor. This isn't about what's comfortable for her. It's about following the rules. She says she's hurting? Well, facing the truth hurts more. And in this courtroom, facts always win over feelings.
Go ahead.
First of all, now this is the first that I'm hearing that there's been evidence of alcohol in my system while I was on the tether. I did not drink the whole entire time, 97 days, including some days, because I didn't drink for about a week prior to me getting the tether on. So I literally went over 100 days without drinking, having the time to be able to self-reflect and go back and realize and understand that I did make a lot of mistakes. More than anything, I was working in an environment that I shouldn't have been working in, and I should have left it a long time ago. This happened a year ago. Over a year ago in your guys' court, and what happened in Dearborn happened almost now a year ago. So I've done over 100 days I've done almost 100 days on the tether for Dearborn Heights. I've spent $1,600. I've had to pay fines. I mean, like this whole entire experience with Dearborn Heights has like literally shaped my life in a positive and in a negative way. And this now having to go back and do more time and do all of this, like I've already had to put off my real estate career, different job opportunities because of this situation. Like I've been, ever since I got my benefits and got awarded my VA claim, which just happened in May of this year after fighting for 10 years to get my VA claim benefits. I finally got my benefits in May. And since I got my benefits in May, I've literally been seeing a VA therapist as well as a civilian therapist. And now I'm seeing a VA psychiatrist to see about getting on a form of medication to handle my PTSD, my depression, my anxiety, and things like that.
Now, Miss Pearson finally speaks up. She says she's been sober for 100 days, claims she's changed, worked hard on herself, says the struggles in Dearborn and in this courtroom have shaped who she is now. She talks about the money she's spent, the jobs she's lost, and how her future has been put on hold. She brings up PTSD, depression, and therapy, telling the judge she's fighting not just for herself, but for her kids too. She insists the real problem isn't just alcohol, it's something deeper. And now, she wants the court to believe she's doing everything right. But the truth is, the court's heard all of this before.
I understand that I have absolutely been irresponsible with liquor at times. But more than anything, I have other issues that are deep rooted further than alcohol. And that's what I'm trying to correct and work on for the sake of my children, for the sake of myself, and so that I can be who God has called me to be ultimately. Like, it's deeper than alcohol. And I'm literally taking every step that I have to. I've done everything that Dearborn Heights asked of me. And those 2 obstructions that they're talking about, I never physically tried to obstruct the tether. I did everything that they asked of me. I can't explain why they're saying that I had an obstruction, and now why they're saying that alcohol was found in my system, because I know for a fact I did not drink the entire time I was on that tether. And as far as December 2nd goes, I told I told the lady that I literally had, I guess I was not under, I didn't understand that I was supposed to not drink at all once the tether came off. On December 2nd, it was my best friend's birthday. We literally had a girls' night in at her house. We didn't go to any bar, any club, anything. I literally we were in Christmas pajamas. I stayed the night at her house. We had Jello shots and things like that. It was literally like a birthday party. And that was the only reason I drank that day. Like, I haven't drank outside of that since I've been off the tether. I don't even want to drink. I don't even have the desire to drink. So I'm just saying that I have learned from the situation and everything that has happened. And I understand that if I get into trouble again, the severity, and then I'm going to go to jail and all of these things. I understand all of that. And I truly do feel like I've been rehabilitated with the situation.
With emotion, she lays it all out. Talks about her real estate career falling apart, the chances she's missed, the PTSD meds, the therapy from the VA, and private sessions too. She says she's finally trying to turn her life around. But effort alone doesn't erase her violations. The ankle monitor flagged tampering, reports showed alcohol in her system. She says it's all false. Claims it happened during a simple girls' night at home in pajamas, saying she misunderstood the rules. But the court's not here for bedtime stories. It wants solid facts, real accountability, and actual proof that she's changed.
Completely sober for over, for 100 days and literally having the time to reflect back and make positive strides in my career and in my spirituality and in my mental health and everything. It's not about liquor. It was way deeper than that. And I'm working on those things now. And I actually spoke to a psychiatrist in the VA yesterday, and she, after giving me an assessment, has ruled that she feels that I may suffer from borderline personality disorder, which could lead to a therapy called dialectical behavior therapy, which we are now in the process of trying to get that all formulated. So I'm working on myself. It's the liquor was just a crutch, I guess, or whatever. And I was irresponsible, but I've learned from this situation. I understand the severity of it, and I understand that it could have been way worse. I could have killed someone. I could have killed myself. I understand that, and I've learned from that. I have 3 kids that I have to take care of. I'm the only person that they have. Like, I cannot be in jail. And this tether thing, if I have to get on a tether or even a sober link and all of that, that's only going to negatively affect what I'm trying to do professionally and what I'm doing with my mental health. Like, I'm trying to do what I have to do, sir. And that's really all I have to say.
Ms. Coons, has she seen the house arrest reports?
No.
So we've talked about it verbally, but no, she has not physically received a copy.
And here's where the twist hits. She says she didn't know, claims she didn't understand the rules, says she forgot she needed to report in, but the judge stays stone-faced. This isn't daycare, it's probation. When your freedom's at stake, forgetting isn't an excuse. She argues no one explained things to her, but the court's not buying it. She had her chance, and she blew it. Now, the consequences are real. The mood in the courtroom shifts. This isn't about confusion anymore. It's about ignoring reality, yet again.
And no one ever told me that there was like proof of liquor in my system. Even those 2 obstructions that I had, nobody from the Scram place ever called me and said, hey, we're noticing that you have an obstruction. We're going to need you to come in within 24 hours. Nobody ever said anything. They didn't say anything about this so-called obstruction until a month later when I went forward for my probation, when I called for my probation check-in. That's when they said, oh, all of a sudden, a month ago you had an obstruction. And I'm like, what? Like out of nowhere. And then now I get my tether taken off, and they're trying to tell me that 3 days before I was ordered to take my tether off, I violated again. That's not true.
Well, when your tether came off, you were supposed to get on one of our tethers, and you haven't done that.
But Your Honor, I wasn't under that impression. The last time that I went in front of you on the Zoom call, Your Honor, I remember you telling me that we were going to allow me to finish the time on this tether before you had made a ruling. No one ever told me that I had to go within 48 hours and report. I don't recall that at all. That's the only reason I never went and reported and got another tether. I was not aware that I was supposed to go do that. I thought I was waiting until December 13th to be sentenced. That's what I thought.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. She's got to get herself over and get a tether on her. I'm going to adjourn her sentencing out to the 20th. She needs to see these reports.
And just like that, the judge lays it down. Sentencing is set December 20th in person. No Zoom, no avoiding it. She's forced to face her violations, her past, and the full report right there in court. The judge wants answers, not excuses. She pleads about money troubles, her kids, and how this will ruin their Christmas. But the court isn't here to protect holiday plans. Justice doesn't pause for anyone. The judge gives clear instructions: get the ankle monitor back on today. Her tears change nothing. This courtroom isn't for comfort. It's for consequences.
I'll set her sentencing for December 20th, 2023, 9 a.m. in person. She needs to be here. It's not going to be by Zoom. And she's going to have to look at these reports, because if she's going to tell me what she's telling me, she needs to do that in the face of being able to see these reports, because just in fairness, and if that's the story she wants to tell me, then fine. But I'm seeing something very different than what she's saying. December 20th, 2023, 9 a.m. in person. Thank you.
To clarify, the tether is today, correct?
She needs to get that tether on today.
Okay.
Your Honor, I really don't have the money to pay for that. I really do not have the money to pay for that right now. I do not. That cost me $1,600, and I barely had that. I don't have the money to pay for that. I have 3 children that I'm taking care of, that I have to provide for Christmas for. I'm supposed to be going on vacation with them on the 20th. Like, this is gonna ruin everything. This is gonna ruin my kids' Christmas.
Think of it this way. I have 3 or 2 drinking events. I have 2 indications of a tampering with the tether. I have also an event or events out of the other court. And so bottom line, ma'am, you're going to have to get on the tether.
I don't know how I'm supposed to pay for this, Your Honor. How am I supposed to pay for this?
Ms. Pearson, we can discuss this over the phone, but I don't think this is a negotiation at this time.
Thank you.
And here comes the final blow. 2 alcohol violations. 2 tampering alerts. Dearborn remembers everything. Miss Pearson tries one last time. Says she's broke, raising 3 kids, and can't afford anything more. But the judge has heard enough. This isn't up for discussion anymore. It's simple. Get the ankle monitor today, or get ready for jail. As the courtroom empties, one thing is clear. When your second chances run out, all that's left is facing the consequences. And for Miss Pearson, they just hit her hard.
And